You are watching CMN.
Cooper Dobbs with you on Mop Men. I'm going to head into this men's restroom. The first thing we see here is some strewn about paper products that discarded improperly. I'm just going to pick this up with my hands. Don't need anything special for that. We want to keep this off the ground because students might step on it and get ridiculed or trip and hurt themselves. So I just put this in the receptacle as such. And that's now away. Here we have the urinal, and sometimes I might just clean off some of the hairs that fall or what have you. There is a small urinal cake in there. Now I call it a urinal cake. Some people in the upper Midwest might call that a mint puck or a smell good biscuit or something along those lines, and you can choose what you'd like. And this is your standard Novak 8-gallon per flush urinal, and it comes standard in all the high schools. Oh boy, okay, well now we got something here. You can see that there was some sort of situation where it looks like a student vomited fairly heavily. I'm not even sure if any of this was digested. It looks like it was just, maybe swashed around and in the throat and then immediately vomited. So it's going to be pretty simple. I'm not sure exactly what this is, but I always carry a pen on me. You get in there and kind of poke around and, yep, oh sure. That does have the telltale smell of internal bile. We have to come back with some heavier duty stuff to get that mopped up. Why they didn't shoot for the toilet, I'm not sure. It looks like they charged in here and misjudged the distance between their mouth and the bowl, and so we just got a little bit on the rim there, a little on the edge. This pen now is no good, so I'll discard this. Here, this is another good example of a classic no flush situation where someone came in, deposited a lump sum, and then failed to check out for the day. But what they also forgot to do was wipe themselves. They're probably running around somewhere without any toilet paper, which is fine. We don't want to flood the environment with too much paper product. So what I'm going to do is just come on over here. I'm going to take my left index finger as such. I'm going to place it onto the flushing mechanism, and it's fairly simple. You just have to press, apply a little bit of force, probably about 3 pounds worth of force. And it's as simple as that. This person seems to have some sort of gastrointestinal problems, perhaps some internal bleeding and the like, but I'm no GI specialist, except from what I've self-diagnosed. And so this, of course, will flush into the sewer and be treated at the sewer plant out in the middle of Lake Michigan. So we can go on from here and try to get something that will clean up all of that vomit. So it's pretty simple. Just grab yourself a bucket. This is a bit of a mess right now. I'm not sure what project was happening here. It looks like paper mache or something. I did see a paper mache dinosaur in the lobby. Maybe that was part of the whatever that was. In any event, I'm going to put this on the side. I don't want to step in it and crack my skull or any other bones for that matter. So what I've got here is another bucket. It's about a 5-gallon. Got this orange one, and you got to make sure that this is off. Oh, it's a daisy. I prefer the black and white bucket. Colors sometimes startle me, so I like to keep it fairly neutral. I do want to point out this warning or a VISO sign. You never want to let a child drink an entire bucket of water. You just fill it up with water as far as you want to go. I'm going to fill it up to about 3/5 of the way, or 60% if you're good at math, and put in some commercial strength Fabuloso. It's a multi-strength commercial cleaner. Always being sure to read the instructions. And what you want to do is you want to measure out about 2 ounces, or I'm just going to eyeball it. Been doing this for quite some time. Slip it in there. Make sure the cap is tight as can be on the top there, and then you put it back on the shelf. This here, you can see we've got a bit of a spray, and if that ever happens to you, just get a little just get a wad of xanthan gum in there. You know, they use that in soda pop and that sort of thing. But you can also use it for handy around the house fix-em-ups. For example, this one, I don't have any on me now, so I can't show you, so I guess that's a bit of a wasted effort on my part. Now we're going to take the soapy water that we made earlier. It's about 2 gallons or so. Put it in a mop bucket here. And go and mop. It's a pretty simple procedure. You just try to wrap your fingers around the handle here, and you put your other hand here on the other side, making sure to clasp your opposable thumb against the inner wall of the bucket to sort of brace it against your hand so that you can pick it up. If you don't have a right or a left hand, you can use your elbow against your rib cage, for example, and pick it up that way, and just kind of pour it over however it makes sense for you. But luckily I do have 2 working hands, so I'm going to use both of them. Now that I've got the bucket in a place where I can pour it, I'm going to take one hand and again clasp it against both the inner and outer wall of the bucket, and the bottom hand I'm going to put underneath the bucket using just my fingertips under this grooved surface. And then I'm just simply going to lift it up, and as you can see, the water comes right out. And don't be surprised if there's some residual dirt left over from another job. It's not going to show up too bad on your floor, what have you. And if you have some soapy residue here, you can just leave that sit for a while. So you have your mop bucket here, and of course I got my mop. What I do with this is I'll take it, mop side down, and I'll put this right inside the water there, and then I can use this handle as a sort of a rudder, if you think of a ship or a boat. And I use this to steer the entire ship. Now we'll take you out in the hallway and I'll show you how I push a mop bucket around.